Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Madam 81. I am here with the story about Samuel Little. If you don't know about him, he is a serial killer, confirmed serial killer. They say the most prolific serial killer in U.S. history. I'm going to get into this article from the Washington Post, and we're just going to find out a little bit about Samuel Little. The title says convicted murderer now linked to more than 60 deaths, may be most prolific serial killer in U.S. history. The article is done by Alex Horton, and it starts off by saying Little drew their portraits in paint and in pencil, filling out the contours of their face, the faces of the women he said he killed nearly 4 decades. He recalled the color of their eyes and the way they wore their hair, or locations crucial to their murders. One portrait says, tall girl by highway sign in Cincinnati, 1984 or 74. Little is age of 79 and failing health and already serving 3 consecutive life sentences in California for killing 3 women, has confessed to dozens of murders across the United States. His details and confessions have so far proven true, prosecutors have said, leading authorities to a grim conclusion. With more than 60 killings linked to him, Little may be the most prolific serial killer in American history. Ohio prosecutors said Friday that information obtained from Little in prison, part of a stream of confessions extracted by a Texas Ranger, led to a grand jury indictment against Little in the 1981 slaying of Anna Stewart and another woman still unidentified. This is truly shocking. Little likely responsible for committing more murders than anyone in the United States. Hamilton County Prosecutor Joseph T. Dieter said. Gary Ridgway, known as the Green River Killer, is thought to be the country's deadliest serial killer in terms of guilty pleas, with 49 victims. Little grew up and is linked to at least 5 murders there. The Associated Press reported part of a string of slayings between 1970 and 2005 he said he committed. And this is some of the drawings that he did of the women. It says sketches by convicted killer Samuel Little based on his memories of some of his alleged victims. Little was arrested in Kentucky, a Kentucky homeless shelter, in 2012 and extradited to California, where he was wanted on a drug charge, the FBI said. Then investigators found a DNA match to 3 women, all beaten and strangled. Other women testified in his 2014 trial escaped similar encounters with Little. He remained defiant and maintained his innocence. Through prosecutors believe he was responsible for far more deaths. Little remained tight-lipped about other crimes until a Texas Ranger, James Holland, visited Little in prison to discuss unsolved murder cases in Texas. Infirmed and without appeals, Little began to pour out confession after confession. Bobby Bland, the district attorney for Ector County, Texas, told the Associated Press, including the 1994 strangulation death of Denise Christie's brothers in Odessa, there were others. A case based on the information gushing from Little. At this point in his life, I think he's determined to make sure his victims are found, Bland said. Nothing has been proven to be false. So far, investigators have connected more than 60 deaths to Little, according to Bland, who credited Holland for gaining Little's trust during the investigation. Holland determined the number of victims could be as high as 93, Bland said. Little has painted and drawn portraits of several unknown women he said he killed, and the FBI has released them in hopes they will close long open files. Many of the victims were deliberately chosen because of their sex workers and drug users whose deaths may not have drawn much attention from the police. But Little allegedly targeted women for other features. He specifically looked for girls with a certain neck type that he liked. That's how twisted this guy is, Dieter, the Ohio prosecutor, told reporters. He pointed out that Friday was Little's birthday. You know the old saying, only the good die young. Dieter said, this piece of garbage is 79 today. That is the end of the article. I would definitely like to know how y'all feel about this, but first we're going to travel back up for a second and try to get that video.
The Hamilton County Grand Jury has indicted Samuel Little for the death of Anna Stewart and also for the murder of a Jane Doe, which we have no idea who she is. The FBI has told us that he's the most prolific serial killer in the history of America. They've been able to demonstrate over 50 of these already that he confessed to. He strangled them. That was the way he enjoyed his pleasure, was to strangle these girls. And he specifically looked for girls with a certain neck type that he liked. And that's why he did it. That's how twisted this guy is. You know the old saying, only the good die young. This piece of garbage is 79 today.
Regardless of how we got here today, it's about the victims. What I hope and pray is that this day can be about closing the door and giving the families of these victims some resemblance of peace.